Welcome back. This time we're talking about Logan Lucky, a new heist film from director Steven Soderbergh and starring a plethora of great actors including Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, Daniel Craig, and Katie Holmes. So when I originally saw the trailer for Logan Lucky and saw that it was directed by Steven Soderbergh, my first thought was Ocean's 11 and how much I really enjoyed that movie. My second thought was Ocean's 12 and how much I really didn't enjoy that movie. Fortunately, Logan Lucky is much more in the vein of Ocean's 11 than Ocean's 12. In fact, I would call Logan Lucky the blue-collar Ocean's 11, and I mean that in the best possible way because this film is funny, entertaining, and honestly one of the most enjoyable films I've seen in 2017. Now, one could argue that Logan Lucky, being directed by Steven Soderbergh, who did give us Ocean's 11, is a little bit of a retread for him. But the story is so different, the characters are so different, the situation is completely unlike what we get in Ocean's 11, that I really don't care. He proved he could make a great heist film with Ocean's 11, and he proves that he could do it again with this film with a completely different concept. And like I said, one that I thoroughly enjoyed. So instead of a high-end casino in Las Vegas, we have the Charlotte Motor Speedway during a major NASCAR race. And instead of card sharks and career criminals, we have a ragtag bunch of just mostly regular folks, including an unemployed construction worker, a one-armed bartender, a hairdresser, an incarcerated explosive device maker, he doesn't like the word bomb, and two knuckleheads who happen to be related to said explosive device maker. And together they are going to try to pull off a major heist. Now that's my one caveat with this film, is it does beg a large amount of suspension of disbelief from the audience that these characters could actually potentially pull off a rather complicated scheme. From what we see from them early on, they seem to be not your Danny Oceans and everyone else. But it's so entertaining, you can pretty much forgive that one conceit. If you can get beyond that, there really isn't much else to complain about this movie. The only other real issue I have with it is, and this was really only early on, there's a bar fight scene early in the movie, and it's really actually before the fight begins, but there's some kind of wonky editing there where it just like, it cuts from one thing to another, and it did not feel natural, and it kind of pulled me out, and was actually making me a little worried because it's one of the first scenes of the movie. But that's really about the only time I can think of that editing issue reared its head. So if you see it and it bugs you, know that it is more of a one-off than a pervasive issue with this movie. The performances all around are great. I love Channing Tatum in this movie. Might be one of his better performances I've seen because it's not a straight-up comedy type of situation. I liked Adam Driver. Loved Daniel Craig, although I think his accent is going to turn some people off. I actually talked to a friend after the movie who happened to be in the same showing as me, and she mentioned that she and the person she was with had some trouble understanding some of the characters because of the thick North Carolina accent. And I live in Florida, so we're used to Southern accents. So Daniel Craig, I can see some people possibly being turned off by his accent. For me, it worked just fine. There were a number of actors that I was not previously familiar with, like Riley Keough, Jack Quaid, and Brian Gleeson, and all of them were great in their performances as well. Soderbergh gets great ensemble performances, and he does so again here. So yeah, that's really all I need to say about this movie. If you like heist movies, if you liked Ocean's 11, this is one that you should not miss. This is a barrel of fun. There was one scene in particular that had me laughing really hard, and then there's another moment, I'm not going to spoil it, but I was uncontrollably laughing to the point that I was actually worried I was annoying the people next to me. I go to a lot of movies. I honestly cannot remember the last time I was uncontrollably laughing in a film. it happened in this movie. So I give it all the credit for that, and I give it credit for being an incredibly entertaining film. So if you've seen Logan Lucky, what did you think about it? And did the potential comparisons to Ocean's 11 bug you? So beyond that, also, what's your favorite heist movie? I love them. It would be great if you recommended one that I haven't seen that I could go check out. As always, you could subscribe to my channel, check out some of the reviews, and until next time, I'll see you at the movies.